I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. See, I don't see anything funny about the fight that African American folks had to put up during times of slavery. I could not have lived well in a time like that. I would not be down for people being whipped and forced to work and owned by other people
in order to justify slavery and the systemic mistreatment of black people.
When you mock or belittle us, you enforce an existing system.
Versions of these caricatures carried over into our earliest blockbuster movies and remained popular on screen.
If you don't care what folks says about this family, I do.
In large part because while black characters have always been a part of American films, black filmmakers and sometimes even performers tended to be excluded from their creation. If we look closer, numerous anti-black stereotypes persevere in some form to this day across our films, TV shows, and culture. Here's our take on the history of black stereotypes on screen, where they come from, and how they still influence our society today much more pervasively than you might think.
Cops everywhere staring down the barrel of a gun at a black man don't see a human being. They see a caricature, a thug, a
full servants.
My head's splitting. Well, lean back and let Lily rub the back of your neck.
Slavery's defenders used these depictions to argue that the institution couldn't be amoral because black people enjoyed serving white families.
I don't know why we leaving Mouse's house. He been good to us.
Hardworking and loyal, the mammy figure was painted as deeply devoted to her white family.
How am I going to take care of you and Miss Jessie if I ain't here? I's your cook and I want to stay your cook.
In The Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith's 1915 white supremacist film, which is largely credited for the 20th century resurgence of the KKK, the mammy character, played by a white actor in blackface, defends her master's home from Union soldiers, suggesting that she's so committed to serving that she would risk her life rather than seek freedom. Proponents of slavery used the mammy to suggest that, far from being abused, black women were beloved and willing surrogate mothers to the families they served.
Massa Carey's coming! Praise the Lord!
But historians have found little evidence to substantiate the idea that enslaved black women were even commonly working in the home, as the mammy trope suggests.
Just hold on and suck in.
Due to the high price of slave labor, all but the wealthiest families generally limited their slaves to field work. Those slaves who were assigned to housework were likely to be light-skinned, skinny, and quite young, in contrast to the on-screen mammy who was almost exclusively portrayed as dark-skinned, older, and heavyset.
Who spends most of her time in the kitchen, but never seems to know what's cooking.
Aggressively desexualizing the mammy helped to conceal the fact that many house slaves, especially women, were frequently sexually abused by their white masters.
I don't think that the term "yes, massa" is funny in any way, shape, or form. It seems a bit racist when someone jokes about the time of slavery in the United States and the time of segregation in the United States, when people of color were forced to sit in the back of the bus and couldn't sit at the counter until these people fought back and Rosa Parks took her seat and these young black folks decided to sit at the counter and they were spit on and beaten and they weren't served. I couldn't have lived in a time like that when there were certain water fountains that people of color had to drink out of. When these people were forced to be slaves and sold to work in unbearable conditions, and the women were sex items to the masters, including Thomas Jefferson, I don't think that "yes, massa" is funny. I think it's a bit racist. There's nothing to joke about. I don't think it's funny that some of these slaves, after they couldn't work, were taken out and hanged by white men. Can somebody tell me where that any term saying, yes, massa, in any just open conversation with your white husband is funny? Please let me know.
Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich.
Is that racist?
Okay, you might want to sit down for this one.
Oh, I got my coffee, honey.
Well,
you got
drink
my coffee or what? How about you get in there and get me a sandwich? How about that, huh?
You better get in there and get him a sandwich.
You're live, are you?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh my God.
It's sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yeah, I'm live.
Oh my God.
It's sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll Yes, massa. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich.
Is that racist? Let me set it up. How about that?
How about you get in there and get me a sandwich? How about that, huh? You're live, are you?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh my God.
It's sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich. Yes, massa. I'll go make you a sandwich.
Take it for what it's worth. I don't think it's funny. I don't talk like that.